Welcome to a special episode of Wrestling with Worldwide Willis. This podcast is brought to you by the LMG Podcast Network. And today's episode is the WrestleMania preview and predictions episode. I have today, of course, I have L in the building. What up, man?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good. I got Patty Ice in the house. What up, man?
Oh, Willis, nothing much, just but before we get into it, hello people out there. It's me, the whole effing show. PAT. But I want to put a disclaimer on this. My lawyer has already said anything that I say cannot be taken out of context and used against me in a court of law. Thank
I
you.
knew that
Buckle
was.
up and enjoy the show.
I knew it was going that direction.
I
I
was
already
waiting
knew.
for it. That's why I said mine like short. I was like, I'm waiting on Pat. What's he
Yeah,
gonna say?
like I knew that was going that direction at some point.
Hey, shout out to RVD. I had to give him a little respect with WrestleMania being in Philadelphia, the home of hardcore.
Yes, sir. EC Dub. Um, but yeah, we basically today's episode we are going to preview WrestleMania 40. We're going to go through each match, talk about each one of them, our thoughts, predictions, things of that nature, and then we're going to give a predictive match rating, and then on our review, we'll kind of compare it to what actually happened. So that should be fun, and then we'll do a top 5 things that we think will happen in the aftermath of WrestleMania, or how things will go for characters afterwards or storylines. First, though, I do want to get y'all's excitement level for this WrestleMania. Like, I feel like last year was crazy. You know what I mean? Last year was it was in Hollywood, so it was a different type of hype. But, due to the card and everything, it was pretty hyped. What do you guys think as far as like what's your hype levels going into this one? Pat, I'll let you go first on this.
Uh, I'm pretty excited. I don't think I'm as excited as I was last year. Um, but for the most part, I'm generally excited, ready to see what where everything goes, how everything turns out. Um, Multiple matches on the card excite me.
Yeah,
Um, so it'll be cool to see, interesting to see what Mr. Mr. H does with all this stuff, and obviously as we know, he likes to push storylines, so it's
right.
interesting how the storylines develop up until Mania and then throughout the 2 nights of it. So
Yeah,
I'm ready.
sure. Elle, what's your thoughts?
I am excited. I think I'm a little bit more excited this year.
Mm-hmm.
The reason I say that, because it's too many unknowns.
Yeah,
Because we don't know if Cody's going to win this or not.
right.
We don't know what The Rock is going to do past this or not.
Yeah,
Only thing we do know, Cody got that bag.
right. Yeah, it's true. Right.
But other than that, we don't know what's going to happen with Rhea or Becky. We don't know who might show up that we
Yeah,
haven't seen in a long time. It's a lot of unknowns, and it makes me excited for it. And plus, it really makes me excited because Redacted is not there either.
yeah, that's true. That is true.
Because he
Um.
messed up night 2. Don't care what anybody say.
Oh yeah, that was rough. I forgot about that part. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it? I thought it was night one.
No, it was night 2.
Oh,
Night
Yeah.
1 was like an all-time high. Night 2, Redacted was
see,
up in there shuffling
yeah,
around stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
It's
You're right.
definitely makes sense. I mean, I would say I was probably more hyped last year, but I think it was due to because I don't think there's a storyline going into this year that is as good as the Bloodline story last year. Now, I
True.
do think there may be some more individual storylines this year that are cool and interesting, but that Bloodline story that's all time good, right?
Yeah.
We still had this coming off the Sammy stuff. Still, Cody was like his first. Obviously this is his first attempt at it. and him getting his first WrestleMania event. Like it was just that's bloodline kind of was the anchor of the entire show. This one, obviously, the bloodline's there. We got The Rock, all these different things. But honestly, that storyline, at least to me, isn't as big as the very natural one that we had last year. This one was just more like, oh, it's bigger names, but it's not as it's not a natural like falling in. Like we kind of lucked into a classic storyline. This year's more like, oh, okay, like this is kind of what you expect from WrestleMania. Big names show up, you know what I mean? Put dream matches together, and you kind of get what you get.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna put a timestamp on this. Everybody listening and editor, I agree with Brandon on this. Um, Last year, like this, the Bloodline storyline doesn't like obviously it's intriguing because we want to see what The Rock's doing, but it's I think it's more so what The Rock is gonna do and not like, oh, what's the Bloodline doing? Like
Right,
I care less about Jimmy and Solo, really, and
right,
even Roman. It's just The Rock is the main part of that. What's garnering that interest? Like you said, the big names.
yeah,
Like the Bloodline story last year, I don't think anything's gonna touch that for years. Like that was such a
yeah,
good, like it was built so well that you know it's a masterpiece, to be honest.
yeah, yeah. It's and honestly, this year, I mean, we know what the and I guess the repetitiveness of this one. We're getting people having matches on multiple days. So there's a little bit of repetitiveness there that is like, okay. You know what I mean? Which it's still exciting. I get to see some of my favorites twice. That's a benefit. But it also is like, oh, okay, like I see, I get to see the same person twice. So and maybe that's a benefit that, we haven't had that before. Like this is the first time we're gonna have it really on the WrestleMania stage anyways.
Right.
So
I
yeah, it
feel
should be
like,
interesting.
do you think they booked themselves into a corner with that? Because I feel like they were with CM Punk getting hurt, they were gonna go Cody versus Seth,
Yeah, that's
and
true.
then the whole thing with The Rock and the people not wanting Rock versus Roman for the title at Mania, kind of like
Yeah.
it felt like they had to switch things up last minute and kind of scramble.
Yeah.
Um, and now, yeah, like you said, we have what we have with people competing on multiple days. I personally don't like that. Like, there's so much talent there that they could easily find a place for something. Like the have something at Stand and Deliver where you give some of those people the chance to do it, like compete on the pre-show or like
Hmm.
middle of the card on night one or something. Like give them that shot to see
Right.
really what they can do, how the fans react to them if they're going to be ready for the main roster. Like Braun Breaker and Baron Corbin versus Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. Like I wouldn't mind seeing that on
Yeah.
night one for the NXT Tag Team Championships. Like I think that would help kind of integrate everything into the show. Um, but yeah, I'm wondering if it's more so they booked themselves in the corner and they're like, oh, well, now we have to put people on multiple nights because it just seems like it's Seth and Drew and Cody and The Rock and Roman Reigns at Mania, nobody else.
Yeah. And that's a good point. Like I do think this Mania, I guess my main thing is this Mania feels a little thrown together. It feels a little okay, we're just trying to slot puzzle pieces into the correct slot last minute. Whereas last year was like, oh, okay. And I mean, again, like you said, injuries, that's what causes that stuff. But
Yeah.
like, it just feels like some stuff is like, oh, okay, we got to do something. We got to find Judgment Day. They're kind of been irrelevant lately. Let's just find a match for them. Let's find something for, what I mean, Logan Paul. Okay, we got to find, Gunther. We got to find him an opponent. We don't, for some reason, we went with Sammy. You know what I mean? Like it just feels kind of disjointed a little bit. Um, but again, like you said, I feel like you're right. Like if you have one injury, that then that hurts every other thing because you got to move people up, move people down. So that makes sense.
Do you think
Um,
if CM Punk ever, never, if he ever got hurt, you think The
mhm.
Rock would even be here?
I think they would have went. I still think they would have tried to do Rock Roman, but Yeah, I don't know what you do. I don't know what their plans with Cody on that one was. To be honest, that would have been interesting.
I think it
Um,
would have been
Or
Cody Roman for the title to main event night one, and then night two, Rock Roman for not the title. Like, I would have been fine with that, having Roman compete 2 days. Um, like Rock cost him the title on night one or whatever. Or they pre-plan it.
yeah,
So Rock Roman possibly for night two to kind of keep that allure of like, could Roman possibly win it? And then Cody wins it, and then so night two is just Rock Roman without the title. So you could still kind of build it and have a story with it. It's just, you have a way of getting the title off of Roman before it happens.
and I also forgot that it's another reason. Well, I can't factually say this. Allegedly, it's a reason why The Rock showed up when he did too. We got
yeah,
to remember the timing of that
yeah. That's
Mm.
true. That's true. I
because
mean,
he did show up like right after all that news broke.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's true. I mean, I think he definitely was wanting Rock Roman, no matter what. CM Punk, anybody else, I think he wanted that match for sure. Um, but okay, let's go ahead and get started then. The first match we'll talk about is LA Knight and versus AJ Styles. This one kind of has some storyline to it. This is kind of I'll kind of break them down to storyline matches versus matches they kind of slotted together at the end. This one kind of had some storyline just because you had Elimination Chamber. They had some dust ups then. They even had some dust ups before that. Didn't they have the championship match of shit? What match was that? Was a triple was the match was that Elimination Chamber when it was AJ Styles, LA Knight, Randy, and Roman?
No,
I think
that
that was
was
Rumble.
yeah, that was Rumble.
That was Rumble. Okay, yeah, okay. So yeah, that even adds to it. So that's more of a and those two had, dust ups during that time too. So it definitely this feels like more of a storyline thing, which I do like. So all right, El, I'll let you go first on this one as far as LA Knight, AJ Styles. What did you think about it? And then what's your predictive thoughts on like I guess how successful the match or a rating for the match, 1 through 5.
1 through 5. Okay. Now, what I think of the match, I don't. I think it's going to be a good match.
Mm,
Now, it's going to be a 5-star classic. I personally don't think so.
yeah,
It's hopefully it's going to be one to think about, the next day.
right.
Especially it's AJ Styles. Like he can kind of work with anybody. Well, it's a few people that's kind of iffy, but
Yeah.
him and
No, you had it
LA
right. He
Knight.
can work with everybody. Anybody and
No,
everybody.
Mm,
him and Edge.
mm,
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
no, he can work with anybody. Continue though. You were saying now?
But I think it's going to be a good match. Um, Especially their styles are different
Yeah.
because LA is like the brawler, AJ's more technical
Hmm.
and more of a, I don't want to call him a high flyer. He still has those moves
Yeah.
still, but rating wise and the story I like how it all kind of put together because him and Drew, AJ and Drew was about to be, 1 and 2 for the hater of the year.
Yeah.
Especially gonna go all the way from America to go to Australia just to cost LA Knight a dang championship
Right. And
opportunity.
then LA pulled up at his house. Like,
Yeah. And what's
That's
up with
that
that?
old school.
What's up with all these wrestlers going to people's houses right now?
hey man, intensified. I like that
Yeah, it's
intensity
that.
went up a little
AEW
bit.
just did that the other day.
That's
Yeah.
because they copied WWE, but we don't talk about that.
Yeah, yeah. But I think like rating wise, hmm, I say it will probably be. Are we going whole numbers?
You can do halves. You can do halves.
I say about 3.5.
Okay. It's not bad. For those two, not bad.
It better not be anything lower. I'll be very upset.
Right. That's true. Pat, what do you think?
Man, I think it's gonna be a good one. It might wind up stealing the night that it's on, to be honest. Two really
Hmm.
good in-ring performers. The story has been there. It's been what, 3-ish months
Yeah.
worth of story.
Yeah.
Um, so it's going to, I think, but I mean, the 3.5 star was accurate. I think. I don't think it's gonna get to that 4 star. Very well could be. It's probably closer to 4, but yeah, it's gonna be really good match. Potential show stealer,
Hmm.
and may walk out one of the best matches of the weekend.
Okay. So L 3.5. Pat, you're saying 3.5 as well, or 4?
Yeah. Nah,
Okay.
3.5 closer to 4, but
That's I feel almost
not
I
at
feel the exact
4.
same way on that number.
All right. I'll put you both at 3.5.
I'm glad you're writing this down.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
let's
know.
say I didn't bring a pencil or paper.
um. All right. So next one we have. This was recently added. Basically, we have Dominic Mysterio and Santos Escobar versus Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee, and of course the LWO. Um, oh, I guess I'll give my thoughts on LA Knight, AJ Styles.
I was about to
Uh,
ask you that. I'm like,
yeah,
wait a
yeah,
minute.
yeah. Me, I don't expect a ton from this one to be honest. I think it'll do its job as far as getting the crowd going. Like, you know what I mean? Like you get some yeah, yeah. Like it'll do its job. It's gonna be plugged in after after I don't know, uh, maybe the Jimmy and Jay match. Like it could be something just to get the crowd going a little bit, but I don't expect a ton out of this. Like AJ, when's the last great AJ Styles match? Couldn't tell you. Yeah, like I think LA is gonna carry the weight on this as far as like crowd being engaged. So I'm gonna give it a 3. I'm gonna give it a 3.
If you don't remember the last great AJ Styles match, it's just the most recent he's had because they're all great. Willis, figure it out.
I mean, hey, if you can name me a last great AJ Styles match, let me know. Like,
Most recent one he had.
what was that one?
Uh, it was either Royal Rumble or if he's fought recently after that. I'm just saying that's whatever his last match was a great match. So that's the most recent.
And he might come out to a new theme.
That too.
I don't
Oh,
know if you heard
really?
about that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh-uh.
he teased it on Up Up
He,
Down Down. If you
yeah, he
were
teased it.
tapped in, Brandon, you'd understand
I
now.
don't
Yeah, they was
watch.
doing a Fanatics Live
Oh,
auction.
this is AJ said this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't watch AJ Styles content. Is he saying like Bullet Club? Like, what did he?
I hope it's his old TNA thing.
Get ready to
uh,
fly.
Yeah, that.
Higher, higher.
The crowd's gonna be like, who the hell's coming out? Who's coming?
Nah,
He
Oh,
more
said
LA
people
his
would
Knight's
know
music.
his
that
Yeah.
than
he said his
anything.
music his music right now doesn't fit who who he is right now.
I mean, maybe so, but all right, it's a little late in the game to be changing music. But
That one might be a no holds bar match too.
I mean, probably the intensity of it would make
Yeah.
sense. Um, okay, now we'll go to Dominic and Santos versus LWO. Pat, I'll let you go first on this one.
So first question, is it a 3-on-2 handicap match with Dom and Nick and Santos?
Wow, that was corny as hell, but all right.
This is just gonna
You
be like a
almost had me looking at my iPad like, hold
You
on, what?
almost fell for
Yeah, I almost fell for it. So I was like, wait a minute.
it.
shout out our truth.
Yeah.
Uh, I think it's just gonna want to be one of those filler matches. Like, kind of, we need to roll something out there to have Ray out there because it's probably in his contract. Um, to have some kind of match on Mania, so there'll be like the second or the third, or like a cool down after, or like a big match type of thing. Uh, 2.5 stars. They probably wind up surprising me, but Dom's in-ring skills, I think, are going to kill the match because the other three can go. Also, Ray's coming off an injury, so I can see Dragon Lee and Santos carrying it.
Hmm. Okay. L, what do you think?
What number did you say?
2.5.
Okay.
Might have
I
gone a
kind
little
of
high.
I kind of agree with the way the match is going to be. It's going to be a spot fest for sure. Like
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
somebody's coming
100%.
off the top and going to the ground
Hmm.
and jumping off of somebody's jumping off of something
Yeah.
in that match. So, but I think Ray's healthy enough because he did have a match since he's been back
Yeah, he did. Santos.
That's
Yeah.
true.
with
Yeah.
Santos. Oh man, yeah, I'll give it 2.5 as
Two and a
well.
half. Wow, fellas.
I just
I
don't
just
think it's
don't
going to be that long.
know. And like I said, like Dom matches are not. I just don't like him in the ring right now. Like he's still learning. He's still very ish green. Like he's gotten better from when he first started to where he's at now. Like loads better, but he's just still not at that level where he's gonna help a match get 1 or 2 more stars. Also, I'm not giving it the same amount of stars as AJ and LA Knight. There's absolutely no way.
Which is silly as hell. But okay.
But it
Let's get to
depends on
this.
what Dragon League we get too. That's what the
So
part. That's the part that makes me like I don't know
I'm
if we
going
get
three.
Dragon League that we've been,
Yeah.
who's been going crazy. I get a sucker at 3. I
I
just
think
don't
this
know since it's a tag match.
I think this could steal the night because
Man,
the
see,
crowd
this is a
the crowd, hear me out. The crowd is gonna be into it, right? You have Dom. So you got the crowd hooked. The crowd is not gonna be like, some WrestleMania matches, the crowd could care less. Dom's involved. So the crowd's already hooked, right? They're gonna be booing, they're gonna be going for it. And Ray's involved, so they're gonna be also hooked. Dragon Lee's going to give you amazing in-ring skills. Santos, same thing. You talk about you talk about Dominic. Yeah, Dominic's weakest matches are usually with non-luchadors. When he's with his best match is probably when he defended the title against Dragon Lee for the North American Championship. He's best when he's with luchadors who can direct him, show him what's up, show him what to do, show him what looks good for him, how to make them look good. Like he's gonna cook in this match, I promise you. So I think this is 3.5 for me. You got you have three really good wrestlers. You got one who's good, who's getting better. Yeah, like I'm taking that over an AJ Styles LA Knight match that no one really
what do you mean?
like.
People are bought into that because of the story. This one has like a teeny bit of story, but not as many people
Teeny,
are invested in and bought
bro.
into it.
I could go back I could go back. This is you talk about 3 months. I got dang near 3 years. Like, what are you talking about?
No, nah, this has just been
Just
months,
with
maybe a
Ray and
year.
Dominic alone, that's 3 years. Then
Man, see,
you add
that
in
was just their crutch because they saw that Ray versus Santos wasn't gonna move the needle, and they're like, "Well, we'll crutch." Like at this point, I'd rather see Ray and Dom in a singles,
no,
and
absolutely not.
Dominic beat him, and that's how Ray retires. Like
No.
I'm not gonna watch Ray versus Dom every freaking WrestleMania. Almost had me cussing on Easter Sunday here, but
First of
I'm
all,
not gonna
last year was
watch
really
that.
good. Like
I'm not saying
that's
it wasn't, but I don't want to see that for the next 8 WrestleManias until Ray decides to retire.
I get that. It's not gonna be the case, but now you're adding an extra layer because Santos. I'm
But
telling you,
here's the thing:
three
they
and a half.
both have tag teams. Like Santos could have picked one of his boys. And honestly, I would have much rather seen a multi-person with get Zelina Vega involved, get what's her name? Electra Lopez, right? Carmen
Yeah,
Lopez,
Hmm.
something like that. Um,
Alexa.
get her involved because they both are really good. I enjoy watching. Zelina's a heck of an in-ring competitor.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, but
you have Carlito. Like, out of all the people, why are we? I would have much rather seen that than just dragging Dom because Dom's not even really been part of that until they introduced him, except for his history with Ray because from
no,
2 years ago. Like, that doesn't count as
no.
building that story. Like,
No thanks. I would
I'd rather have
thousand
Dom.
percent.
I'd rather have Dom do something with the Judgment Day and
They
just
have no
or like
direction
with Rhea
right now.
Ripley. Exactly. Like that's what I'm saying though. Like that's you just can't then take him away from Judgment Day. Figure something out that he's
No,
not around. Ray, give if it was 2 years and then they go back to it and Ray's gonna retire because Dom beats him. Okay, but like I said, I don't want to watch the next 10 WrestleManias
no. You're
where
see, you're making a silly
everything that
mistake.
Ray does involves Dom.
You're making a silly mistake. You're making a silly mistake. You're not trusting Triple
No,
H.
I'm not.
Dom
I
is Dom is they're dropping breadcrumbs. Dom has said what he's dapped up Andrade a couple times. Yo, what up? Yo, I see you. Yo, what's good? Dapped him up a few times. Now he's cool with Santos. Something's coming.
Something's
Something
definitely coming.
something's coming. So it's like, yeah, like Dom is the leader of a LWO. That would make LWO relevant. Like it would, just straight up. So either way, something's cooking, and you're not trusting Triple H, which we know is a sin in this household. So, all right, now we're gonna move on. But
Yeah, you
yeah,
sitting on
definitely,
Easter Sunday.
yeah. Look at you.
I'm not.
Should have
I'm
known,
not.
pals.
Here we go. You didn't
It's pretty.
even do a disclaimer on religion, dude. What's wrong with you?
It's
Give
early,
it.
but Pat's already saying silly stuff.
Nah,
Um.
man.
All right. So next we will have Jay versus Jimmy Uso. I'll go first on this. I think this is gonna be the best part of this match is gonna be Jay's intro. That's about it. Yeah. Just seeing that at the WrestleMania scale, I'm gonna give this. I'm gonna get now. They could bring out Rikishi and make it this a whole like family ordeal that just blows us all away. It could happen. It's WrestleMania. Who knows? I don't think that's the case. I think it's gonna be straight up them to no like special. They gonna have cool little interests, but nothing like too crazy. I'm gonna give this a two. I'm gonna give it a two. Nothing too crazy on this. I'm not too excited about them two in ring. I don't. I mean, I'm not one of those critics that's like, oh, I have to have a special limit on super kicks, but I don't want to see 85 super kicks back and forth, and then a splash, and then a splash, and then a like a spear, and then a spear, and then a like they're just gonna replicate each other's moves. They don't have really any differences. A Samoa drop. I just don't. I don't want to see that. So, um, and then solos come in like it's a formulaic thing. So I'm gonna give it a two. Um, what do you think on this?
Ooh, dang, you gave that a two.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be a little bit more than what you say. I think since they're brothers, it's gonna be a lot of counters because they're the same person basically. But I
yeah.
think they're gonna bring out stuff on each other that they normally don't do just because they know each other so well.
Hmm.
I do think Rikishi is gonna show up somewhere in this because he's talking a little bit too much on social media not to show up in Philadelphia.
Yeah, he would have to, right?
He like he's a dang legend on top of that, so
Yeah.
he should show up.
Hmm.
Rating wise, I'm definitely not giving this a two. I'll give it, man, I give it a three.
Okay. It's only three here. Okay. Pat, what are your thoughts?
So right off the bat, what a lot of what you guys said was true. There's gonna be a lot of super kicks, a lot of splashes. But what's gonna help this match, I think it's gonna be the intensity of it. It's gonna be that like the classic brother versus brother, or sibling versus sibling. Like we even had it. Those of us that have siblings, like there's always some kind of like sibling rivalry, or like when siblings argue and fight, is like it gets real intense, real emotional. That's what I think is gonna sell this match and make this match good. Rating wise, I agree with that. It'll be a three. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes higher than that, but the intensity of the rivalry and just from the promos they've cut alone, like you can just kind of feel the intensity. That's what's going to drive this match. Not necessarily like their talent in the ring, which they're both great performers, but the intensity of how the match is going to go. Like they're going to be throwing hands, almost legitimately throwing hands, I think, to sell the intensity. So that's one of the ones I'm very much looking forward to.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. In our next one, we have the United States Championship. Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton versus Logan Paul. I think this one's going to be a show stealer. Depending on the night, I'm hoping they do it night one. I think this could be a show stealer because Randy and KO are going to set up Logan really well, and they're going to have him doing some spots that he can pull off. Kevin KO is going to jump off something crazy. Like it's going to be really good. And Randy's going to hit an RKO, a special one to Logan off of something. So yeah, I think this is going to be a really good one. I think I would give this 3.5. I think we're getting a 3.5 out of this one. Pat, what do you think?
I don't like Logan Paul. I wouldn't mind if they pulled him from the match before it happened and just vacated the U.S. title, and just let Randy and KO fight for it. Um, it might be my bathroom break match, which is awful because I love
What?
both Randy Orton and Kevin Owens.
That's
I just I
disrespectful.
I can't stand Logan Paul.
That's
Um,
disrespectful.
I think he's gonna wind up figuring out a way to bring Jake into it. I'm not sure when is his fight with old man Tyson
I do not know. I think it's after, but I just don't
It's
after.
know
definitely
how
after.
recent.
Okay, I just don't know if because obviously if Jake is training, they probably won't do anything with him. But if Jake isn't training, I could see him pulling Jake in. There's gonna be some dumb Prime advertisement.
I could.
Um,
I did
Oh,
hear
it's
someone
definitely gonna be on the
pitch.
ring.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Oh my god, that's so stupid. That's a whole nother thing. But I did someone mention like, what if Tyson showed up? What if Jake showed up? Obviously, it's a loose promotion for their fight, but
Yeah.
that's something the Pauls would do. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I if it was like Logan and KO straight up, I could see the antics there. But with it being a triple threat, um,
No rules.
they probably won't.
But
Yeah, but maybe I maybe still could see it. Um, it's probably gonna be a really good match. Like the 3.5 is probably not far off. I just don't like Logan Paul. Man, that's what kills it for me.
That Jake
I can't.
Paul fight is July 20th.
Oh, so
okay,
he'll be
it's
good.
early enough to where
Yeah,
justify not justify being there.
yeah.
Hey Pat, what's your rating, man? Don't be scared.
I said 3.5. I was like the 3.5 is probably not far off.
3.5. Okay,
And he get
Yeah,
a little
like it's
spicy because of Logan Paul, huh?
I
yeah,
know,
like I
right?
mean it's gonna be a good match. I don't like Logan Paul, man.
I mean, I don't either, but
I don't either, but he does his thing.
yeah, he kills it. Pat, what you think? Well, actually, what do you think?
I think, like you said, Randy's gonna RKO Logan Paul because he's gonna jump on something.
Mm-hmm.
KO is KO because he's gonna do his thing. Uh, I feel like some shenanigans is going to happen in this match.
Yeah.
I think
Oh,
KSI
absolutely.
might show up because of what happened with him and Randy.
Yeah.
Um,
Brass knuckles.
Yeah, Brass Knuckles might show up here,
Yeah.
not might, they
and
definitely will. Like there's no might about it.
Yeah.
He's
yeah,
finding
they're
Yeah.
some
gonna
way to
100%.
show
use
up.
it.
Now, Jake might be the one to hand it to him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Now,
Def-
the whole Tyson thing, and does he still have a thing with AEW?
I mean, that was 2020, so I don't know.
Mm, that was COVID. Anything could happen in COVID.
That's true.
That's true. It's
There's
a
no
dark time.
rules.
Yeah.
Because that'd be nice. That'd be kind of cool if he showed up and just like, well, they
Yeah.
don't want to touch each other before that though. They might do a stare down,
Yeah. It won't be nothing crazy. It'll just be like they're both in the same place.
and that's just us fantasy booking for the people who is listening to this, but yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I think it's going to be a really good match. I think they're going to definitely help Logan Paul out throughout this
Yeah.
whole thing too.
Hmm.
I'm going to give it. Man, I'm gonna get it a 4.
Ooh. First one to get a 4 diction. Okay.
I think it's gonna surprise some people, even Pat, even though he doesn't like Logan Paul.
Yeah. That's just gonna give low ratings to things
Like it's
people
like
he doesn't like.
will do for sure. But like I wouldn't be surprised if that gets a 4. Just like I said, like they do well. It's just I don't like Logan Paul, man. I
Like
wouldn't
I
be
said,
mad if he
none of
slipped
us
off the
really
top
do as a
rope.
person, but
Yeah. It's
I
true.
don't really like him
That's
as a performer though, because the only thing I've seen him do is jump off the top rope.
bro, this is it's weird to me because he's the prototype type of wrestler you like. So it
No,
makes
he's
zero
not.
sense.
That's the
It
thing.
makes
You have
zero.
this image in your head of the prototype of wrestler that I like, and it's not accurate at all.
what
Okay.
is it?
Weren't you a big time Seth Rollins fan?
I am, still am.
Okay. All right. AJ Styles?
Yep.
Oh, okay. That's crazy.
He kind
Man.
of does the same
Shawn
things they
Michaels.
do.
Shawn Michaels? That's crazy.
But then
Didn't
like
you
fast
like
turn
you
to Undertaker,
were you a
Brock
big Kenny
Lesnar,
Omega guy?
The Rock. I'm not. No.
Well, you don't like
What?
anything outside of WWE, so
I do
I
like
don't know
stuff
why I
outside of
asked that.
WWE. I watched TNA before like anybody before it was big, before anybody knew what TNA was. I was watching
Oh,
it.
you liked didn't you like the bastard, what's his name?
Pac,
Hot?
he's pretty good. He's all
Pac,
right.
yeah.
He's all right.
You
Yeah, he's
loved that
pretty
guy.
good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. But
Um,
again, Undertaker, Brock Lesnar, Bret Hart, one of my favorites, even though he's a little senile and says some crazy stuff. Um,
that's an asterisk against you, uh,
KO.
but you love that type of guy. Like you like the
I
guy
don't
who's not a
love it.
small guy, but
I like it, but when it's done correctly and they're not like positioning somebody, okay, you stand there while I go climb the rope. Like Samoa Joe's one of my favorites because like people do that to him and he'll just stand up and walk away from him.
I love that so much that he
Dude,
does
that's
that.
my favorite thing when he does that.
yeah,
Like
I mean, it
it's
makes
great.
sense.
You know what I'm saying? Like so yeah. I do and I don't.
Okay. Next one we have for the WWE Women's Championship, we have Io Sky versus Bailey. Um, Now this one, obviously, championship ramifications. Um, I'm very interested how this one's gonna go. A lot of storytelling, a lot of background here. Um, I think this one is gonna be pretty good because I think Bailey's really good at constructing matches. Obviously, Io is Io, right? Um, Obviously there's going to be some shenanigans. We're going to get some run-ins. We're going to get some, you know what I mean? Especially if this match is before the Cargill, Bianca, Naomi match. Like, it's definitely going to be some shenanigans. Everybody's going to show up. Um, I'm going to give this. Uh, it's tough. Compared to the other women's matches, I'm going to give this. It's just tough because we haven't seen Bailey wrestle a ton. Like she's had some more recent singles matches, but they weren't very long. You know what I mean? And they were with probably inferior opponents. Yikes. I'm gonna give this a 3. I'm gonna give it a solid 3. I think it could get higher. It definitely could get higher just due to Io. And if Bailey reaches the level I think Bailey did in like the pandemic era, oh, this could be a 4 easy. But I just don't know. Bailey's kind of it's a wild card right now. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a 3. L, what do you think?
Oh man, definitely going to be shenanigans.
Yeah,
We know they're going to show up. Now, we probably don't know who's going to show up for Bailey. Man, I think Bailey going to show out. This is her first singles WrestleMania match.
Mm, yeah, it's true.
Think about it. All the other ones was either tag or was a multi-person.
That makes
This is her
sense.
first one, and she said it in interviews before,
Yeah.
where she never had one before,
Hmm.
which is wild when she said it. And I had to think about it. I was like, no, you really have it.
Yeah.
I will give, and the storyline has been there brewing for what, months now.
Yeah.
Man, I will give it a 4.
Okay.
Because I think she's gonna show out, and
Okay.
Io's gonna do what she does. And by the way, are we predicting like who's gonna win these?
Well, you can. I mean, I think I'm gonna predict Bailey, but
'Cause I just thought about that. Like, wait a minute, we're not even saying who we think gonna win.
yeah, I think Logan. I think retains. I think somebody mentioned that. Um, and then what? Jay Jimmy. I think we all know Jay's winning that one.
Jay's winning that one.
And I think LA Knight has to get a dub at Mania. So, um, okay. But do you think Bailey's gonna win this one? No.
Yeah,
Okay.
I got Bailey going on that one.
I can see that as well. Pat, there's women involved in this, so watch
Hey,
your
you
mouth.
better be careful, dude.
Yeah, watch your mouth now.
I'm actually
It's Easter
excited.
Sunday. You better be careful.
Yeah,
Appreciate it, guys. I appreciate the heads up.
We're just trying to help you.
yeah.
I appreciate that. It's a women's match. 1 star, maybe. Um, I'm kidding. All jokes aside, I'm actually interested in this match. It won't be as good as Rhea and Becky, um, but this is gonna be very quality. Um, I think Io's gonna win, honestly, with the uh Japanese women's wrestler going in the Hall of Fame. I think Io goes over.
Mm,
Um, just mm, just to kind of set it, like something will be set up for why Bailey loses, so carry over after WrestleMania. Also, um, I want I hope Kevin Owens wins, beats Logan Paul, so I don't have to see him on my TV anymore.
Yeah, I got KO
Um,
too.
uh, I'm gonna say Jimmy wins just to kind of continue that because I don't think this is the one and done of this. I think they have multiple matches, so I don't think Jimmy's gonna win that. LA Knight's gonna win. Um, and I mean the Lucha tag team match can end in a draw and I'll be all right.
um, that's hilarious. Uh, okay, all right. Oh, Pat, what was your rating?
Uh, I think 3 is a good number. If it's past that, I'd be happy. I would like to see it go past 3, but I think 3 is where it's gonna be at.
Yeah, agree. Okay. Um, next we have our 6-pack tag team championship match. Is it a ladder match? I can't remember.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Ladder match. We have Judgment Day versus DIY. We have versus Awesome Truth versus New Day versus Pete Dunne, Tyler Bate versus Austin Theory and Grayson Waller.
Maybe
Yeah, maybe. I don't. What happened? Why is there rumors that they're going to be gone or pulled from the match?
because somebody might be there. Maybe.
Oh, okay. Oh, isn't it
Maybe.
like an indie tag team that somebody's talking about?
No, I think right now they are in. Where are they? Are they in TNA right now?
Who are we talking
The
about again? I
the
don't know.
Motor City Machine Guns.
Yeah, they
Oh,
just
Their contract just expired.
yeah, with
got it.
TNA.
That's right. Okay, I saw
That's a
somebody post like a video of them, but I didn't know who they were, so I didn't.
Yeah.
That's a really good tag team.
Like if that happens, boy, it's about to be all kind of flying around on them damn ladders.
Yeah, I would say that match
Mm,
in general. I'll wait for my turn on it to give my take on it, but
Yeah.
Um, I I think Mania, like the tag team match last year, was fun. Like that was a fun match. I think did Ricochet and Braun win that match? I can't remember, but like it was Street Profits. It was Alpha Academy. I remember. That was the one Gable hit Braun with that
Oh
German, that roll up
yeah.
German. That thing was amazing. Crowd popped. Um,
Now I remember that match. I was like, I don't
yeah,
remember it.
it was
Now
a
I
fun one.
remember
It
it.
was short, but it was fun.
Yeah.
Um, I think this one will be obviously longer. Ladder matches obviously have to be, but I think with the people they have in it, I think it'll be fun. I do think they need some high flyers, so if that team does show up, that will be good. Just because they don't have any in this match, so that would be a nice little addition to it. But I do think there's just too many good like wrestling minds in this match to not for it not to be good. Like if they give them the time, I think they're gonna make something. You know, a lot of these dudes, especially all y'all know back in the day, with like NXT tag team matches used to be crazy. Especially like if a ladder was involved, you knew it was gonna be a classic. So I think you kind of got a lot of the same people here. So I think they're gonna make it really, really good. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I'm gonna go to four. I'm gonna go with a four. My first four prediction of the day. Um, Pat, you seem to have some big expectations for it, or low. I don't know. What do you think about this one?
Um, it's gonna be high flying. Um, even though doesn't look like a lot of high flyers, I think there's gonna be some guys like Gargano can be a high flyer if needed. Um, Tyler Bate, Pete Dune definitely also can be high flyers. But I think like I'm looking forward to it. Uh, 4 star probably the right thing. Also Finn Balor can be high flyer if he needs to. If they do wind up having the Motor City Machine Guns in that, huge. I used to love them back in when they were in TNA, like when I was first watching it. Um, but yeah, it's definitely gonna be a spot fest for sure. Whether it's high flying spots or different like ladder type spots. Um, but it's gonna be a fun match. That's gonna be one of those that kind of gets the crowd going. I just don't want them to put it too early and in front of a match where that kills the crowd for the next couple matches. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
I do think it'll be early, but I agree with you. Hopefully, it doesn't kill the momentum of because I think this could be it could be a unfortunately I think it could be a this is first match on night one, then second match is EO and Bailey or the Luchador, you know, what I mean, LWO versus Dominic and Santa. Like I could see that, but yeah, I think it's going early. But yeah, I agree. Like it might kill the crowd a little bit.
yeah,
Um, all right, Pat, you're going four. Okay.
yeah.
Who you
L,
got
what do you
winning?
think? Oh yeah,
Ooh. Um, I would like to see DIY win just to get it off of the Judgment Day, and that'll
yeah,
maybe help get Judgment Day back, like get momentum behind them again.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, and plus it'll give DIY a little nice little win to um get them going.
That's a good call. I'm hoping it's DIY. I don't. It's weird. I don't want Pete Dunne and Bate to win it because I want them to kind of split. I don't necessarily need them to split as a group, but just go in a singles route. I'd rather them be in a singles matches. Um, Low key, kind of want to see the New Day. Like low key, I'm like, what's what I mean? Give it to the
Oh
New
yeah,
Day.
Kofi and Xavier Woods, that's their other high flying element too.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. That's true. So I'm predicting New Day. I don't know if that necessarily go that route, but I think that's a good starting point to then either unite the titles, give us new titles, something with a plan. Um, but all right, L, what are your thoughts on it, ratings and predictions?
Wait, real quick before you go, L, thought just popped in my head. Two different groups. One from SmackDown, one from Raw. The SmackDown group pulls the SmackDown ones, the Raw ones pull the Raw ones.
Ooh,
Then you split them.
They gotta
and
start
then
splitting this stuff.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
I
It's
like that
not a
idea.
bad idea because then it like
sorry, Al, go ahead.
No, you good. No,
backlash. Backlash, you're gonna get a tag team title match, so that wouldn't be a bad thing to set
Mhm.
one up for that one too.
there's too many tag teams now.
Yeah,
Which
they're
To
is
good
good
ones
because they've
too.
been
which
lacking.
is
They've
yeah,
been
they've been
lacking.
lacking
Yeah,
for like what 2 years now? Because
yeah.
Yeah,
only was like 3 or 4.
I'm mad the Creed brothers didn't get qualified for this one too. Um, but go ahead, El.
Um, it's definitely gonna be high flying. People get hurt. Now I did just read something that Pretty Deadly might be listed on this too.
Hmm.
That might be a reason why that rumor is also there too.
I just don't understand why you have people taking losses if you're gonna go back and put them in the match. Um,
That's
but
what good old Dave Meltzer said.
Oh, don't listen
uh,
to Dave. L.
Hey, I'm just
That's the
saying.
worst man to listen to.
I'm just
you
putting it
never
out
know.
there. I didn't say it was going to happen or not, but that's what he said. But I
No,
think it's what we said earlier,
that man
possibly.
said that AEW is gonna put WWE out of business within
Yeah,
two
that
years.
yeah. Well, if Redacted was there, who knows?
Maybe.
Yeah, it's true.
But match wise, yeah, like I said, it's gonna be a dang spot fest too. Um, it has a lot of different type of wrestlers in it
Yeah.
because you got your high flyers, you got your technical people, then you got Damian Priest, where he's just a big tall guy.
Hmm.
So it's just like him by himself is like just a wild card all in itself because everybody
Yeah.
else can run around like crazy except for him. So it kind of puts them in a kind of a disadvantage a little bit.
Mm.
But I don't want them to retain.
Same. I think everybody's hoping that's not the case.
And hopefully that foreshadows something in this top five we'll do after this. But um I'll give it a 4.
Okay.
And like I said, I would love the New Day to win again, but I would
Hmm.
love that idea that Pat said that we might have 2 winners. Like might have like DIY and New Day win. Like if they
Yeah.
both grab the belt separately or something like that. Or
Yeah.
at the same time, I mean.
How would how would y'all feel if they put it on? I think there's a small percent chance they put this on Awesome Truth.
I don't want it on them.
I just the way they've been pushing our truth, you know what I mean? This is a reunion for those two in a tag team match, giving them one more moment. Well, like I could see it. If someone made the argument, I could see it.
Oh, I could definitely see it. Like that's another part I'm scared of that they just gonna give it to them. Because it's
Yeah.
no like but I feel like it's gonna be some shenanigans against them with I think Dom and JD gonna come out and do something
Oh yeah, they'll definitely
about
be
that
involved.
too.
If I
Yeah,
see Dom more than twice during WrestleMania weekend, I may
bro.
not watch anymore.
Yeah,
Like in the
you
ring
might
or
yeah
just
you might see him
period.
three.
Like
You might
on
see
my
him three.
TV, because he's
Oh, you're
gonna probably
definitely
do
going to
something
see
in the
him
Rhea
more than
match.
that.
Yep.
He's already gonna have his own match. Like, man, leave it alone, dog. Let
It's
him
gonna be a backstage
just sit
Bro,
in the
the
segment.
kid's a
back.
star. I don't know what you
He's
want to say.
He's a
not.
rising star, dude.
Put him on NXT then. Put him on Level
He
Up. I
already
don't
did
care.
that.
What the hell does he need to be on NXT for? He's one of the top heels in the company. What are you talking about?
Get out of my face. You're not wrong though. That irritates me.
Hey, and
Um,
just like Nick Aldis said, without when he first came back, I don't know if you saw this interview. He was talking about when he first debuted, thanks to Dom's heat, it got him over.
yeah,
No, that's true.
He
yeah.
said
And
that
they
himself.
went back at him.
Um, to your point, L, I wouldn't, or Brandon, I wouldn't mind Awesome Truth winning though, because it's a good like kind of like funny-ish, but also like cool moment,
Yeah, I wouldn't be
especially for
mad
our
at it.
I
truth.
wouldn't be
And then
mad, but I don't want
it
it.
would make the most like a quick title change back would be,
Yeah.
okay, they
And
have it back.
it's and it's some get back at the Judgment Day for her.
Yeah.
how they've been treating R-Truth. So
Yeah.
I could see it. I don't. That's not necessarily my first choice, but yeah, like you said, like if it happens, not mad at it at all. It'll be a cool little moment.
Mhm.
Everybody will have a good time with it. Um,
Facts.
yeah, that's a thousand different bits that R-Truth can run with to make
Yeah.
jokes and stuff with. So
Yeah.
next one, I'm a little torn about, but we have the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship match. We have Sami Zayn versus the Ring General, Gunther. Um, as you guys know, Gunther's my guy. That man could be wrestling at 2 a.m. in the morning. I'd tune in. I'd definitely tune in. This one, I think it's disrespectful to go anything under a 4, just because Gunther's entering a ring, so that means it's 4 automatic on basis. It has to be a 4, right? If Gunther's music hits, you slot in 4, and then you go from there. Um, and I think Sammy's gonna give you enough, like, oh, he has a chance. Oh, and then Gunther's gonna put him down, and then oh, he has a chance. Gunther's gonna put him down again, right? Like it's gonna be a crazy amount of kickouts. And so I'm gonna go 4 here. I think anytime Gunther's in the match, he could steal the show. I am disappointed. The reason I'm conflicted is because I'm disappointed in the choice. I'm disappointed in them going. This is one of those matches that feels like, oh, this is just y'all didn't really have a plan, so y'all kind of just throwing some stuff together last minute. Because it's like you had Gable right here. I'm not the biggest Gable guy, but his story is obviously better. You did a whole program with him and Gunther for 2 months, and he literally had a win versus him. So it doesn't really make sense. So I'm hoping it's a good match. Gunther retains, obviously, and we keep it moving. But yeah, that's my thoughts on it. Pat, what do you think?
Um, as much as I would like to see Gunther retain, which it'll probably happen. Um, I could see Sammy winning this and then sending Gunther on one of those like I'm mad I lost and he just destroys everybody on his way to winning the World Heavyweight title.
Yeah,
But also at the same time I don't want Sammy to be the guy that beats Gunther.
right.
Um, it'll probably be, you know, 3.5. It'll probably touch the 4. Probably get to the 4, like you said. Um, great story, like in ring wise. Build up hasn't been the best, but like once the actual match goes, from bell to bell, it'll be a good story in the ring. Just as Sammy's gonna be the I'm not gonna give up, and Gunther's gonna probably hit him with 3 or 4 finishers before he actually pins him, type of thing.
Yeah, you hit him with that
Um,
combo, that
yeah,
special combo.
yeah. I also wouldn't put it past have Chad Gable cost Sammy the match, and then set up Sammy versus Gable
Wouldn't mind that.
somewhere down the
That's at
line.
least a character choice for Gable. So
Yeah. So
okay.
that's my prediction for that match. It's gonna be a good one. I'm more interested to watch that match than I am the Logan Paul match.
I can agree just because Gunther's
Yeah,
involved, but yeah.
yeah.
Um,
No matter we're not getting big meaty men slapping meat though.
same. I
There's no
wish.
match on the card that has that.
Yeah, I agree. Like I think, um, yeah, like I would have loved to see a Bronson Reed,
Oh yeah,
multiple big medium, like where Gunther has to overcome just in the ring with just some big dudes. That would have been great.
yeah. Give him
Uh,
almost. Give him
oh God, no,
Bronson
no. All
Reed.
right, we can move on. We can move on.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Let me give my review. Yeah, yeah. Don't
yeah, we can move on.
let's not do
I'm
that.
surprised they haven't moved heaven than earth to get almost idiot. Oh, aren't they having a Andre the Giant match?
Friday
Yeah, that probably where almost
on
goes.
SmackDown.
Ah, okay. All right, there we go. I knew it. I knew we were getting. He was going to get slotted. They will create a match for this idiot and do it. And I'm just like, it makes no sense.
Almost a
Um,
wrestler.
Like it's silly, man. But my dude Braun, you know, Braun Breaker can't get a match. It just makes no sense. But okay, so what do you think about this one?
Definitely got Gunther with winning it. Like,
Yeah,
no doubt in my mind.
yeah, right.
Like, yeah, this whole thing is thrown together. 'Cause I feel like they could have had some people there in that spot for this
Yeah.
match, and they didn't pull that trigger. That's why I'll probably say a 3.5, just because the build up to this. And
Mm.
also, I don't know where this is going after this.
Same. Like I wanted to go with Pat's theory that we can move on, move Gunther, upgrade Gunther to the A level, but you don't want Sammy being the one to beat him. So it's kind of
Yeah,
hard
like
to.
this streak is, he got the longest streak ever.
Right.
So it got to be somebody else.
Yeah, I agree.
That's gonna
Maybe somebody
be
that's
help him
not there
become a
yet.
star.
They had Braun Breaker right there.
They did. That's who I literally. I'm pretty sure a couple months ago I even said it. I was like, Braun Breaker would be the perfect one.
I'm
Like
pretty,
I
yeah, I
get,
think you did say that. Yeah.
yeah, he's doing good work on NXT. Like they're having a good time, but it's like I'd be like, hey, Sean, I know you got something over there, but
But
brother,
isn't he on SmackDown now?
Yeah,
yeah,
he's
he
on
is.
SmackDown. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So
like
they botched it.
yeah, I know Braun's having a good time over there. I get it, but this is the big leagues now. He just got to go. Like I'd be like tell him to pack his bags. He's never going down there ever again. Uh, like he's going against Gunther. Like that would be an easy choice.
Yeah.
Um,
I wouldn't mind
but
Bronson Reed though. It was just you gotta find someone to take it off of Bronson. And
yeah,
it's again like I don't know if Bronson would be able to run with it after the run that Gunther's had.
yeah, that's true. It need to flip a few times. But would you rate this one?
I'll probably say 3.5 because it's built up in the question mark afterwards.
Yeah,
Now, like I said, if Gunther wins it, somebody that, might not be with the company yet might show up.
Oh, you and your
yeah.
Just saying.
You and
bro, ain't nobody
his
coming
cryptic
right now.
hints.
Somebody, hey, it's stuff out there, man.
You think they have
Who
Andrade
is?
beat him for it at some point?
Somebody, somebody
You said not with the company yet.
Bro,
not with the
MJF
company yet. No,
is still under contract with AEW,
I ain't talking
man.
about
Get
him.
out your head.
No, I ain't talking about him.
Is this guy big or not?
He's not, what do you mean big? Like size or name?
Size.
No, he's not. Not like Gunther size, no.
Bro,
Okay.
Matt Hardy's not beating Gunther for the Intercontinental
No.
title.
You'll get it on my top 5.
Okay. All right. Nice
Foreshadowing.
little foreshadowing. I like it. Um. All right. Next one we have Damage Control. With Oscar, Dakota Kai, and Kairi Zane versus Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, and Naomi. Um, I'll let you go first. You know what I mean? Watch yourself here. Tread lightly. I'm just saying, this is Black woman empowerment. So I
Hey
want you
man,
to tread lightly here.
I'm not the one you need to tell that to.
No, I'm saying Pat. I'm my bad. Yeah, Pat, you're going first.
Oh, okay. I'm about to
Oh,
say, wait a
Yeah,
minute.
I'm going first.
yeah,
Oh man. Um, it's gonna be the Jade Cargill show.
yeah.
Plain, simple. Um, somebody made a comment I saw the other day that it's kind of sad that this is what Bianca's been um relegated to, but there just wasn't the stories weren't there for her this year. It just not fast. Like she should be in a more prominent match. Um, even though she's not that great in the ring, the fans enjoy her behind her. So it's
Whoa, 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 whoa,
that
whoa,
she should be
whoa,
probably a more
whoa,
prominent
whoa,
match.
whoa, 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 whoa. I'm
Time
tired of
out.
the disrespect. Like we gotta chill.
Not
We have to
disrespect.
chill.
I'm just saying,
We
man.
have to
It's
relax.
very
She has way
cheerleading,
too many
flippy
classics on
gymnastics.
her resume to say silly stuff like that. Like way
We've
Yeah,
too
had this
what
many.
debate
is
already. I'm
what
not
is
going
wrong
back
with
to
you?
this. Can I finish my take?
No, you're
Can I
saying
finish?
disrespectful stuff. It's
I'm
wild.
not, man. I
Like,
gave
Don't
her
you know it's
credit.
Easter, dude? What are you doing?
I said she should be in a more prominent match,
no, but
even
you
though
said
she
she's not that
No,
great in the ring.
don't you
she's
dare be slick
not.
about that.
She's
Like, what other
good.
person do you say that about that has classics on their resume? You don't. There isn't any.
A lot.
She won a dang ESPY.
Man,
You're wilding,
Come on,
bro.
who's
man.
that
You're
SP
wilding.
with? Who's that match with?
Sasha.
There you go.
Yeah, but she has to do her own. She
Carried
beat
it.
Sasha.
Sasha carried it. Um.
That's how you know. That's the critique. That's the criticism that all
Sasha
lay
carried.
people say. Oh, they carried the.
Anyway, um, Damage Control is gonna do really well in this match as well. Um, all three of them are really good in the ring, really good performers. Um, I'm ready to see Dakota Kai come back and be in some type of like important match. I've missed her. That's the queen. Um, and then Asuka and Kairi Sane again. You're probably gonna have some. Match is probably where they're gonna tribute the Japanese women's wrestler they're putting in the Hall of Fame. They're gonna probably do a
Mhm,
couple missed spots. Gonna do some stuff to probably honor her with their like face paint, things like that.
mhm.
But in the end, like everybody's gonna be fed to Jade Cargill, and she's gonna wind up probably securing the pin. I'm gonna give this 2.5, not because it's gonna be a bad match, but it's
Jeez.
just
All
gonna be
right.
like it's it's gonna be a good match, but it's just gonna be too predictable. Like and I can see a couple because Jade is very green still. There's a lot of like not the greatest in ring people in this match. Um, Gonna be a lot of
On
botches,
the other
errors.
side,
It's gonna
but
be
okay.
clunky. Well, it's just there's 6 people in the match. There's always gonna be clunkiness, so it's just gonna be very clunky. I feel like, but I
Bianca's the
mean,
best in ring performer in this match, but
not even close.
by far.
Asuka's 10 times better. Anyway, it's gonna be better than Logan Paul, so I'll watch it.
I'll let you go next. I'll still go last on this one.
Even though the build up hasn't been that long. And we saw the Jade one coming this past Friday.
Yeah,
And hey, by the way, when she came in to whoop on everybody,
yeah,
that slow walk,
yeah,
that was nice.
yeah,
Because
Well,
usually
yeah,
people just start running. She just came in like, I'm about to murder all of y'all.
that's what
yeah.
she's been training and working on these last 4 months that she's been under
Here you
contract.
go. Here
Down
you
in
go.
NXT, they've been telling her like, look, you're in attraction. You don't need to run sprint to the ring. Walk down there like you mean business and clear the ring like she did.
That's true. That's exactly what she did, and that's what she's probably gonna do to
Yeah,
them in this match. She gonna be that one where everybody's getting beat up, and she's sitting here waiting on that tag, that hot tag,
yeah.
to get her up
Nice.
in there, and she's gonna wreak havoc.
Yeah,
But it is gonna be some clunkiness. It's a 6 women tag. It's
yeah,
gonna be some dang clunkiness, no
yeah.
matter who's in it. Uh, I will give it. I think Bianca, Jade, and Naomi is probably gonna win it. I don't like that the women's tag titles are not involved in WrestleMania at all.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't like.
Need to get rid of
Don't
them.
do something. They
Yeah.
need to do something with him. But I think they're winning. Ratings wise, I'll give it a 3.
Yeah. Solid, solid. Um, yeah. Past disrespect still has me pissed off, but
There was no disrespect. It's an
but
honest
yeah,
thought.
Bianca's by far the best wrestler in this match. It's a little
Uh,
unfortunate that it's a little. I get
she's the third best.
silly.
Kairi
Like it's
Sane and Asuka are much
Kyrie,
better.
Kyrie's thing is nowhere.
Watch their Japan stuff. Watch stuff
Bro, that was a decade
against
ago.
each other in
That
NXT.
was a
It
decade
doesn't
ago.
matter. They're still good in-ring competitors.
But they're
But
not.
hey,
When it
it's too late at
name
night for this.
again, We do this every time.
We got
Name
so
the
many
last
things.
Oscar match. Name the last good Oscar match.
Um,
Like
let's
singles
see.
or a tag?
I mean, really either, because none of them are good. But you could do
Singles, because
singles.
earlier, like before Rumble time, she held the title before Io Sky, right?
Who?
Oscar, yeah, because Io won it off of Oscar.
Oh yeah, she did.
Yeah, so it was that match.
That wasn't even a good match
What do you mean? Yes, it
because
was.
she cashed in, and that was a triple threat match, by the way. But yeah, like
Hmm.
come on, dog. Like that was you reached, you sprung your ankle reaching for that match.
No,
But yeah, it's kind of silly. Like Kairi Zane hasn't had a good match in years. But yeah, I think it's unfortunate Bianca. I think this is honestly due to the damage control. They need to break this up immediately or get rid of like just do you know those three as damage control. They can hang out, but I think that kind of consolidated a lot of the storylines to where the women's match there wasn't a bunch of other storylines outside of if you were either involved with damage control or Rhea. It's like they need more stuff going on. Um,
Yeah.
so it's unfortunate Bianca. I think Bianca's cool with doing this because it's obviously represents something bigger. It's going to be great to see. Obviously, people are going crazy for just that moment we got on Friday, so the WrestleMania moment is going to be even bigger. And obviously, like Becky said, like a non-title match on WrestleMania that's progress for a women's match. You know what I mean? That's usually not the case. It has to be for a title for it to make the card. So this is progress. Yeah, obviously Jade and then we're gonna win. I would give it a 3 as well. I don't think it'll be very long of a match, but I think it'll do its job of making Jade look good. And then, some people are saying maybe Jade turns on Bianca, maybe Jade turns on Naomi. You know what I mean? Who knows?
I
I
hope
mean,
not.
there's a
It's
lot of
too
stuff
early for
there.
that.
It is too early, but
Because
also
whenever her and Bianca have a match, that got to be on a pay-per-view somewhere.
that's true. But I'm also thinking if Bailey wins, there's not really any heels outside of damage control on SmackDown. So it's like, who is she gonna go against?
Charlotte Flair is out right now, hurt. She could
Yeah,
come
and
back
I'll
as a
I'll
heel.
address that on my top five. But yeah, there just isn't that many. Tiffany Stratton maybe, but I don't think they're gonna push her up that
Oh
fast.
yeah,
They
no.
might. They had a
They might.
dang vignette of her Friday
Yeah, they
to
might.
just
They
let
might.
you
And
know,
she was
hey,
Elimination Chamber.
it's still Tiffy time.
Liv Morgan. We can. Well, I'll talk about that in my
All
top five.
right. Let's move
That's
on
in
to
your
the
top
next.
five.
Move on to the next thing here. uh, all right. Now we're getting to the nitty gritty here. We have Drew McIntyre versus Seth freaking Rollins, excuse me, for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. I'll go first pretty quickly on this one. I think Drew's getting this one. I We'll talk about the Rock Roman Seth Cody match. That's going to be interesting. There, who takes the pin? How bad does that look for the person the next day defending the title? Whatever. But I do think Drew gets it. I think Drew's just momentum is just too crazy right now. It makes all the sense to have a heel champ now. Seth has done a great job with that title. He's made it relevant, probably more relevant. It's more relevant than Roman's, honestly. So I would give this. I'm gonna give this a 4. I think both are really good in the ring. Seth is great at constructing matches, so I think he's gonna do a good job of making Drew look good. There could be some obviously CM Punk being there is gonna be probably a little bit of shenanigans. But yeah, I got Drew winning, and I'm gonna give it a 4. Um, Elle, what do you think about this one?
I think it's gonna be a really good match. It's been building up, kind of what on and off for what a year or so. Like
Yeah,
kind of like hints. It's been like hints there on and off.
yeah,
And right now, Drew is on a great run right now, being the hater of the millennium
yeah.
right now. Like who goes to somebody else's city and just trash it like he did Chicago?
Right. Yeah.
And just the stuff he's been saying lately on Raw, especially when he had that kilt on, telling the cameraman, "Don't look up my skirt, you perv."
Yeah. 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 He's been
It's
amazing on the mic.
like he's been like, where has this dude been for like 3 or 4 years
I think because
since he's been back?
redacted held him back. But yeah.
He definitely did. But I think the match is going to be good. I think it is going to be shenanigans because in CM Punk commentating,
Yeah.
is he commentating the whole time or just that match?
Just that
Probably just that
match.
match.
Okay. Um, I think Drew's going to win it. Uh, I will probably give this. I'll give it a 4.
Okay. Nice. Nice. Hattie
I do
Ice,
want
what
to
do
know
you
what
got?
happens. What after though?
Oh, yes, true.
Hmm. Um, I think it's gonna be a good match. Another one I think that's gonna be pretty intense. Mainly like that's just Drew's character right now, and then also Seth has shown in the past that you can get that way, and they've had this kind of on again, off again rivalry um
Mm-hmm.
for a while. So it'll be pretty intense, hard hitting, um, probably shenanigans from Punk. But I don't think it's gonna be like purposeful. I think it's gonna be kind of like an accidental thing because all
Mm.
three of them have history. So Punk is somehow gonna help be a factor in who wins.
Yeah.
It's just kind of up in the air what he's gonna do or how exactly it's gonna happen. But I think 4 is a good number. I'll give it a 4. And I would like Seth to win, but I think realistically Drew's gonna win, and then it'll give Seth some time off to heal, kind of let some stuff rest, and then
Yeah.
he'll come back, and then you'll see him and Drew go at it until CM Punk comes back.
Yeah. And I'm hoping there's been a lot of this whole obsession with what is Seth Rollins' character? I'm like, bro, who cares? Like, I guess people are just weird about that type of stuff. Like, I don't need you to be like in some like deep character thing every single week. Like, he's fine. You know what I mean? Like, people are weird about that stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
I do think a good point. Like, if he loses, take some time off, come back as like burn it down, Seth, who's like chasing for a title. That'd be cool. But
Yeah.
like I don't want him coming back dancing, trying to get his title back. But either way, I'm not too obsessed with it. Where some people on the internet are.
See, I don't think him dancing takes away from the legitimacy of the character because I think he's built that character well enough. It's almost like how I see his character is it's a wild card, like like the Joker. Like you just never know what you're gonna get week to week with him. Like that is his character. It
Yeah,
just some people were just too close-minded to be able to see that. Um, but like
that's true.
that's his character, and I think and it's great because he can evolve and flow depending on what the story is, who he's facing. When the story starts getting to the point, like when he had the feud with Shinsuke Nakamura, um, and when it got to like the serious, intense, like you're trying to end my career, Seth brought that intensity.
Yeah,
So like either way he comes back, we'll be fine. But yeah, it'd be good time for him to, sit out a little bit, rest up, heal up, get back to 100%, and then
yeah,
chase after the title.
Yeah, I think the same thing. Like Seth is like a chameleon.
yeah,
It just depends on like past that who he's going against.
yeah,
Because when you piss him off, he does switch a gear
yeah.
and all that dancing and all that, Joker isms go right away. Like it's almost like he kind of turns into the burn it down character
Mm,
when he gets pissed off.
yeah.
Or he kind
I
of turns
agree.
into the what was it when he turned heel? What was that? Like the corporate Seth or whatever.
Oh, I got you. Yeah,
Like he'll go between that, the architect, all in that when
Hmm.
he's upset.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's kind of like I said, it depends on what you do to him, what you're gonna get.
Yeah. I agree with that. And I get annoyed with wrestling and like fans because it's like, okay, y'all loved Seth when he was dancing and stuff as a heel. That's the reason they changed him to a baby face was because y'all was singing his song. Y'all was loving him. Y'all were saying, put the title on him. He deserves a title. Then he puts the title on. Well, he doesn't have a character. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, huh? Like, he
Yeah.
literally is the same person. Like, I
Yeah.
don't understand what y'all are talking about. Like, I don't get it. And he's shown he can be the fighting champion. He literally he defended it every night, went to NXT, defended it, had a classic with Braun Breaker. Like, I don't know. People are just weird with the Seth Rollins critiques. I don't get it.
It's not just
Um,
Seth though. It feels like anytime they get behind somebody and like, yeah, this person should do this, and then they they book them to do it, and they do win the title or win the match or whatever,
yeah,
then the fans are like, oh, okay, we're done with him now, like or her, like
yeah,
that's what drives me just like you, like it drives me nuts. Like if you're gonna
Yeah.
back somebody, you can't get bored with them through. Like it's not a toy. It's like a kid who gets a toy for Christmas, and then after 3 weeks, like okay,
I
I'm
don't
done
want
with
it no
that now.
more.
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. He did the same thing with Rhea. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
oh, like you wanted her to be involved and be a pinpoint of the show. They put a title on her. Well, she doesn't. Well, they should be pubbing these other people. It's like, okay, you can't have both. Like,
yeah,
I don't understand it. I
yeah.
don't
They did the
understand
same
it.
thing with Liv too. They were real behind her with her up until her first title run, and then as
I ain't
soon as
gonna
she
lie.
got the title, and
They did
they
do that.
just
I was one
turned
of those. I'm not
on
gonna lie.
her.
I'll fess up to that. I'll fess up to that.
But she had some bad booking. When they did that Ronda
Yeah,
crap
they
with
didn't.
her,
Yeah, that's what killed all of her momentum. Like, I'll be the first one to say it. Like, she's green. She needs a lot of help in matches, but she's still one of their better like character workers, better like baby faces that they can push. But they won't now because everybody's turned on her because they screwed her over by putting her in a feud with Ronda.
I'll do a no comment just so we can move on. But I have my thoughts about Liv Morgan. All right. Actually, no, we'll put some respect on the women's name. Next, we will go to the greatest tag team match of all time, which they said last year when Kevin Owens and Sammy versus the Usos. But now, the next greatest tag team match of all time, The Rock, the final boss, and the Tribal Chief versus Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes. We all know the stakes. If whoever wins, basically decide the stipulations for the eventual main event, Roman versus Cody in the singles match. Um, I'll kind of go quickly here. I think Rock Roman win just so they can have more options to play with for the Roman Cody match. I do think it'll be very difficult to. I think Seth takes the pin, but that would be tough blow if Seth takes the pin. You can't have Cody take the pin. Just can't. Like that's a no go. That's a absolutely not. Um,
What if
so
Roman eats the pin?
yeah, that's a absolutely not.
that's not
Uh,
happening.
just
Yeah.
wait for my take. I'll loop you around in it.
I just think makes the most sense, especially if he's going on a break. He's already going to lose his main title. The L's won't matter, right? If he gets pinned, it won't matter. Especially it's going to be shenanigans anyways. It's not like they're going to lose clean. So I think Rock Roman win. We get a bloodline rules match for the main event, and that gives them more. That gives you an excuse to have what I think is going to be. A lot of people are saying like the Avengers are going to form to help Cody. That gives you that option to where and it still be a legal win. You know what I'm saying? Like I just pray. I'm calling it now. I'm just praying. This is the far fetched thing. But if Stone Cold shows up, I
We're not
will
talking about that
lose.
yet.
Oh, my bad. Okay.
Don't
All
talk
right.
about
My
that
bad.
yet.
Yeah. I will lose my absolute mind. But I do think based on the people involved, I'm gonna go 4. just because I trust the people involved, and they're gonna protect The Rock. Wind. He's gonna protect his win. So I'm gonna go 4 star. Um. So yeah. What did you think?
I'm also gonna give this a 4,
Okay.
but I think Cody's taking the pin.
What?
We already talked about this. He's taking that pin because the
I
final
feel.
boss is going to pin him to further this narrative of who's the real tribal chief.
Mm,
That's why he's gonna eat that pin. Because Roman wants that pin.
true.
Roman wants that pin. He wants to say, "Hey, I'm the one who's making this happen, not
Hmm.
not you." And plus, also, when Roman beat up Cody, people were thinking, "Oh, the Rock one who he's sitting here doing all the rules," until Paul Heyman the next on SmackDown talking about, "Oh, Roman Reigns the one who orchestrated that." Why say
Hmm.
that?
Yeah, that's true.
Especially I saw something on the internet today. Little girl crying that she
Yeah,
thought Cody was dead.
yeah. I saw that too.
She was crying her eyes out. My
Yeah,
friend. But it's definitely going to be shenanigans in this tag team match.
yeah. Absolutely.
Hopefully, hopefully the Rock don't get blown up in like the first 5 minutes of this match.
I
Even
think.
though he's leaned up though a
Yeah,
lot.
he has. I do think. All right, just a random over under. Do we think Rock is starting the match in the tag team, or do you think Roman's starting?
Roman starting that.
Okay, that's what I
It's gonna be.
thought.
It's
But I
gonna
was
be.
like,
I think it's gonna be Seth and Roman.
I,
Yeah,
I, I could see it.
Yeah.
It's just in a normal scenario, you expect Roman to be the obviously the person to sit out first. But I agree. Like, I think if you're just putting the match together, you don't want Rock getting blown up early to protect him, get his win back. He's gonna be winded from walking down there, all the adrenaline, all that stuff. So just give him a chance to get his breath back. But uh, Cody taking the pin. Okay, Pat, what are your
All
thoughts?
right. All right. All right. All right. My thoughts that I wish this match wasn't happening, to be honest. Um, the it, I get a lot to say about that, but I think Roman takes the pin, right? And it turns
Hmm.
into the story of he takes that pin, he loses Sunday, and then it turns into you're how are you gonna be the tribal chief and you can't win a match anymore. Rock
Hmm.
Roman for the title of tribal chief. Um,
Hmm.
but also, and then the stipulation is gonna be a bull rope match
Hmm.
to honor Dusty. Told you I was gonna loop you
Interesting.
into it. You got the you got the mind of a
Ah,
madman up here.
I can see it. I think that's a little too on the nose, but I can kind of see it.
Because in the bull rope match, you still are able to have everybody come in.
I just think
Um,
it lessens the. I don't want to say it lessens the victory for Cody, but it's sort of like it's kind of like making it a tables match. You know what I'm saying? It's sort of like you want this you want this historical moment not to be kind of cheapened a little bit, and I feel like Bull Rope could cheapen WWE wise. If this was AEW, I'd be like it wouldn't
I
cheapen
was about
anything.
to say the same thing. I was like, that sounds like
Yeah,
an AEW thing.
yeah. But if it for them, I don't know. But
Ah,
but
that
you
is
like you
interesting
already
though.
saw like Cody got bloodied, but it would also like, I mean, it's kind of a cheap pop of like Cody wins it in a match that Dusty created.
Hmm.
So like it adds that fact.
Yeah,
But just it's just the makes with Cody winning or the Cody and Seth winning the tag team match. That's the most logical stipulation
I can see that.
because
I
like if
definitely can
Cody's
see.
smart, like he is, and he's shown he's or portrayed as, he's not going to do like a no holds barred, anything goes. Because
Yeah.
then it's just like inviting to get
Right.
set up. Like the bull rope match, because it's like, yes, people like they can interfere, but like you're gonna be tied to me.
Mm.
So we're not gonna like you can't get out of my grasp and go slip away. Like you're gonna be tied to me. So if something happens to me, like hits you kind of thing.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, also as we were talking, I think I think Rock can start it. It'll go Rock and Seth, and it'll be like a quick thing, and then Rock will tag out to Roman.
Yeah. I can see
Um,
either one.
the type of tags too is gonna tell a lot.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
that's the one I
That
want to
is,
see right there. Is the way
yeah.
they tag each other. Because
Yeah.
every time Roman's in a tag match, it kind of goes south just a tiny bit.
Yeah.
But
That's
like,
true.
yeah, I'm not tagging me in for.
Yeah, he picks and chooses when he about to come in. But no, Pat, I can see your overall theme of like it ends the whole weekend ends with a Roman versus Rock, who's the real tribal chief thing. I can definitely see that. Because that
Yeah,
gives you kind of what they already were gonna do anyways before the whole we want Cody thing. It kind of gives you best of both worlds. Um okay. Pat, what would you say the rating was? Maybe?
Um, I think four is accurate. I'm gonna go four.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go four.
who's eating that? You
Okay.
said who's eating that pin?
Roman,
Who's pinning him?
Okay.
Cody.
Oh,
Oh no, 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 no! It's gotta be Seth.
Okay. Okay,
Gotta
you
be
writing
so
that?
Seth.
You writing that part down?
I'm writing this down. So Pat saying Roman's taking the pin. L, you're saying Cody's taking the pin.
Yeah, and I said Rock is pinning him.
Okay. If I'm saying Seth is taking the pin, I'm gonna go Rock pins him. Okay. So that'll be interesting. Okay. We got our final two matches here. We got well, actually, since we're in this already, might as well just stick with it. The final main event of the weekend is going to be Roman versus Cody. Obviously, the match we just talked about will decide the stipulations, but you kind of previewed what your thoughts might be. So, what do you think this match is going to be overall? I guess like adding on to what you kind of thought about the tag match, what you mentioned about the tag match. What do you think?
Man, this match, Triple H is gonna do his thing.
Yeah,
Like this is gonna be the most craziest main event we're probably ever gonna see.
yeah,
I think everybody named Mama is gonna be in this match.
mm-hmm.
Like, like even these like symbolisms that people keep putting out.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know y'all probably seen when Cody was getting jumped, that truck, that WWE truck was
Yeah,
nicely put right there. And the two people that were there were Cena and Austin.
yeah,
Like, why put that there?
yeah.
And Triple H is known to like, let me put this little break from over here.
Right.
You'll get to that later. Like, why position stuff right there?
Mm-hmm.
Because we all know Cena has a history with Roman, has a
Right.
history with The Rock. And we
Right.
dang sure know that Austin and Rock have a history.
Right.
And that's the last person he lost to.
It's true. It's true.
Like you said, if I hear that glass break in this match,
Yeah.
I'm going to lose my mind.
Same.
Like I'm gonna
Same.
feel like a little kid all over again.
Right.
Like like this match is going to at least last about a good ass hour.
Oh yeah. This is gonna have a easy 45 minimum.
And
Yeah.
if it, and I think Cody's going to win it.
Okay.
You don't sign for a new bag and take a loss.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially you do extension, you staying for a while.
Right.
And they already putting the guy as the face of the WWE. He's about to
Hmm.
be like seeing him do a make a wish every time we see him.
Right.
So he's already right there. Roman's on his way out in the next what 2 years probably.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
like this match is gonna be all over the place, but I'm gonna love it. Hopefully nobody gets hurt.
Yeah. Hopefully. What rating you got?
Oh, I'll give it a 4.5
Hmm. What
because
did
all the
you?
shenanigans is going to be ridiculous. Because we don't
What
even know
did,
what Damian Priest is going to do.
oh, that's true. Oh, he better not be involved. He better
I
not. And
swear,
that's
if
when you
he's
get into
involved,
overbooking.
yeah. If I see him, somebody better be jacking him up before he get to the ring.
Yeah, and then you're killing his character like you did other dudes. So, um, do you think this is going to be better than last year's main event?
No.
No.
Okay, you're saying this won't be better. Okay, got it. Um, all right, Pat. What do you think?
Um, Cody's gonna go over. I'm hope like there's gonna be interference. But I'm hoping it doesn't overshadow the match.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna be a part of it, but I don't want it to be a big part of it. I'm curious if Tongan Kid's gonna make an appearance, or the
Mm,
Tonga Kid. I think it's
yeah.
actually how you say it. Curious if he's gonna make an appearance. Uh, but Cody will go over. Um, and you'll have the build for Rock Roman. 45 minutes is accurate AF. Like it's gonna go a while.
Yeah.
Um, I can see 4 stars, but I can also see if there's too many interferences like right away-ish, I can see it killing the crowd.
Mm,
Um, but I just don't want Cody to win because of an interference. Like Cody has to win. Like obviously it's not going to be clean, but I need him to win like on his own type of thing. You know what I mean?
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so I don't, yeah,
Huh. So you saying four,
yeah,
most likely?
You sound conflicted.
yeah. I don't. I definitely want Cody to win. I just know that like I just don't want him to do so many interferences and some like wacky stuff that it takes over the like story of Cody Roman 2 and Cody finally
Yeah.
achieving what he set out to do.
So it's the
Yeah.
way you want him to win.
Yeah,
I get it.
Yeah.
yeah.
I agree. Like I think they're gonna take that into account. Like I think there's a line there that we all know. There's cool stuff and then there's being overbooked. I think Triple H knows there's a line there. And I think he can do something to where like El said, like who knows if we get Stone Cold. But I think there's a way to where like let's say they lose. Either one, it doesn't matter stipulations. There's gonna be interference. But someone helping him fend off the interference gives you the pops you want. The Stone, if
Mhm.
let's say Stone Cold, for example, he stops the Rock from coming out, and then somebody else stops the rest of the bloodline from coming out. Seth Rollins helps, you know what I mean? And then Roman's out there looking like, "Yo, where's my help?" You know, and he's seeing his help get beat up at the top of the ramp or whatever, and then he turns around, and then Cody's standing there like, "Nah, bro, you're all alone." You know what I mean? And then
Yeah.
they end up in a clean finish. I think that still gives you both best of both worlds, you know. But like Pat said, like you got to, it has to be a Roman sees that his usual backup isn't coming, and he eventually takes a clean L. It can't be a takes a stunner and then Cody pins it. Like it can't be that at all. You know what I mean? Um, but I think they know, like they're smart enough to know that just can't be the case. Like not for
Yeah,
2 years storyline, you can't be doing it. You can't end it that way.
yeah.
Right.
And Cody may even choose, which I didn't think about this when we were talking about it earlier. He may choose to have no stipulation, just straight up.
Yeah,
Just like I want to beat you straight up and like once and for all. Because
yeah,
that could also be an option too.
The babyface. He could definitely choose that. That's the most
Yeah.
babyface way to do it.
Yeah.
But I agree. I'm going 4-star. I don't think it'll be better than last year. I'll say that. I think last year was amazing. The stakes, the unexpected finish. You just got the momentum from KO Usos match, them coming in, showing up, Sammy hitting the Luda kick. Like that was just amazing, right? That was just once in a lifetime. Since this is the second time around, I don't think it's going to have as much of an impact. But yeah, finally, wanted to put the women last, put them over. We got for the women's world title, we have Becky Lynch versus Rhea Ripley. I'll kind of go first on this to start. I think this is going to be amazing. I think Becky has shown she can have a classic with anybody, and then Rhea has shown she can put on she can have classics and put on great matches with anybody. So I think this is the perfect match. We've been looking forward to this matchup for a while. So I think Rhea retains. I don't think there's any chance she loses this belt, and I think they put on. I'm gonna go. I think this will be better than the Charlotte match. I'm gonna go 4.5. I'm gonna go 4.5.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, 4.5. And the Charlotte match was amazing,
That was a
but
good one.
yeah, the Charlotte match was almost 5 stars. But I'm gonna go this one. I'm gonna go 4.5. I just think those two are just too good, too good. So yeah, Pat. I know this isn't your cup of tea, but hey, what do you think
No, no,
about it?
no, 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 no. I like this match. The build was for it is good. I think uh one of the three of us, or all three of us, agreed and called it many months ago that this is where they're leading up to.
Yeah,
At some point,
Yeah.
these two we're gonna meet. And it's gonna be on this stage. It's gonna be probably gonna be a banger, to be honest with you. Like
yeah,
on the same level as Charlotte Rhea. I'm gonna probably give it a 4.
okay.
Um, the intriguing part is who's gonna win. It feels heavily towards Rhea, but if Becky won, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be upset either, but I think with the momentum that Rhea has, and um, she's gonna be the one that comes out on top. So before
Yeah,
it's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be probably the women's match of the weekend.
yeah. Well, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree. Like it's definitely gonna be a slapper.
Hmm.
Like yeah, the build up, then Rhea bring up, the daughter.
Yeah,
You don't
it's
mess
getting
with people's
personal.
kids.
Hmm.
Then I think it threw her off the way Becky came at her. I'm like, yeah, you don't talk about people's kids
Yeah.
like that. So I'm like, which I don't understand. Side note, what does Triple H got with people's mamas?
I don't know.
Hmm.
Because we got Mama Rhodes, and we got Becky. And I feel like it's somebody else too with all these mamas and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah. For some reason, The Rock loves saying Mama Rhodes, boy.
yeah, when he said boy, I was like, whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm,
Like
Love
Rock,
saying that
like,
word.
yeah, it's like, hey man,
Yeah.
you forgot the other half of you a little
Yeah.
bit. Like I need you to not to say that again for people think that's just okay.
Right. Yeah.
But it's gonna be a classic one.
Hmm.
Man, is it gonna be better than her and Charlotte?
I can see it.
Oh, I can see it too. Because she's gonna bring something out of Rhea that
Yeah.
we might not have like we haven't seen. Just like she was doing Hurricanrana's
Nia Jax.
on Nia Jax. I'm like,
Yeah.
when you start doing that?
Yeah.
Like I think she's gonna do some more stuff that we haven't seen
Hmm.
this coming up weekend. That's like,
Yeah.
oh, okay. Didn't know you had that in the bag. But I think Rhea's gonna take this.
Yeah. I think 100%.
And I'll give it about a 4.5.
Okay. Yeah. I just don't think they're gonna. Rhea's too aware. I mean, Becky's too aware of like the whole she squashes upcoming talent label, which isn't true, but she's aware of that. So she's not about to take the title off of her. She was balling when she took the title off of Bianca, like in that 7 second match. Like she was in the back crying. She didn't want to
Yeah.
do it. So I think there's no way you have your and Triple H. I mean, Rhea's his daughter, basically. Like he's not about to have her lose her first big time title defense.
Right.
Um, okay, all right. We again wrote down all those ratings, so we'll be able to critique each other and give each other crap about the ratings we come out with. Um, but yeah, we kind of differed early on, and then down the stretch, we kind of were more aligned on our thoughts. All right, so now finally, we'll just go through our top five. So this is basically each of our top five directions we think certain characters or certain storylines will go. These are the kind of predictions we have for post WrestleMania. So it could be immediately after, it could be a month after, it could be, you know what I mean? We don't want it too far, but this is just kind of what we think is kind of the, because as we all know, WrestleMania is kind of, after WrestleMania, there's sort of like a reset. And from there, things kind of go different places. You can start new stories. So I will start at number five. I believe after this Bianca, Jade Cargill, Naomi match versus Damage Control, I believe Jade and them will win. And I think Charlotte is on the way back. I think they're going to do Charlotte versus Jade. I think that's going to be like her first like big time matchup. I think they're going to start that story to kind of, because she's not going to get a title shot anytime soon. I think she's going to get her first like non-title feud. Charlotte's going to be the perfect person to kind of help her grow in the ring, especially with like a woman who has a physique and things of that nature and a presence, physical presence. So I think Jade versus Charlotte, we're going to see Jade versus Charlotte storyline pretty real soon, real soon. Yeah, and I'm hoping, I think it'll be a really good matchup. I could sort of see Jade turning heel and building up to her versus Bianca, but I think that's a little too soon. Like that, I don't think we want that.
I think we're getting that next year.
Yeah, exactly. I can see that by next year's time. But right now, I can see Jade. They want to give her some time to grow with somebody, so I can see her versus Charlotte kind of growing. So that's my number five prediction. Pat, I'll let you go next.
This is kind of just simple, straightforward. Andrade doing anything.
Okay.
Just because they brought him back at Rumble, and of course, like most of the storylines have already been planned out at that point, so there wasn't a whole lot. Like we've seen him on TV and like backstage segments and stuff, but like I think he's had one or two matches as well since the Rumble. But yeah, like having him in some kind of a storyline, prominent storyline, come out of Mania is what I'm forecasting.
I can see that. I'm glad he's on Raw, so he
Yeah.
can. I feel like that right now that's doing a better job of spotlighting people than SmackDown is right now. Everything SmackDown is all about the bloodline, and Raw I feel like they kind of hone in a little better on people, and they have more time. But okay, all right. What do you got number five?
Number five. I think sometime within the next 6 months, Nick Aldis will be competing in the ring.
Ooh, okay. I like that. You think he's gonna go up against old boy from Raw, or is he just gonna get disrespected by somebody random and then have
Somebody's
to
gonna
pull up on him?
disrespect that man. He going to pull up and say, "Hey, you forgot who the heck I am."
Yeah, you better Google. Yeah,
Yeah, you better Google me real quick.
yeah.
Like you better see what's up under this suit.
It's a former NWA world champ right there.
Right.
Yes, sir. He was
And I
almost
think
in
he's
AEW.
gonna come back and do something.
I wouldn't mind it if it's a one-time thing, like a pull it off one time, then I'm gonna go back in the office. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he's been great as a GM, so I just
He's
don't want to
been
lose that part.
amazing.
Yeah. I'm just so glad we have GMs again. Jeez.
GMs that matter, and it's not no punks.
Yeah, the GMs that actually control the show and not just like, oh, well, these two bumped heads. Oh, we have a match in 30 minutes. It's like, well, who did they speak to get this approved? Like,
hold
what kind of company
hold
are
on,
we
minute,
having here?
player. Hold on, minute, player.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What kind of company are we running here?
Hey, we all know Teddy Long didn't have to talk to nobody to get those tag matches approved.
Uh-uh. Oh, you gonna face the Undertaker? Like what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I know the Undertaker was back there like, bro, again?
Yeah. Is, bro.
Tired of dropping
Trying to,
everybody out.
Yeah.
I'm chilling with my wife and you got me out here doing your dirty work.
Better keep my name out your
Your
Yeah,
mouth.
mouth.
exactly. Call somebody else.
What you calling me for?
Yeah, that's funny. Uh, um, all right. I think for my number four, I think Jay wins against his brother, and I think he gets another title shot. But I think this time he gets a title shot against Drew. I think now that we have so many great faces on Raw. I think now you got to get some people for Drew to go up against. So I think Jimmy versus Drew for the heavyweight championship is going to be around. Like we're real soon around the corner. I think Jay obviously him and Gunther had a really good match, and he technically not won, but you know what I mean. He had a beat. I think that gives him justification to now try to pull up on an actual champion, on the world heavyweight champion. So yeah, I think Jay's title shot is around the corner. Pat, what do you got for number four?
So this is gonna tie into my number three as well, but Braun Breaker versus Gunther. I know they're
Mm-hmm.
on separate brands, but finding some way for them to interact, like have some sort of match somehow,
Yeah.
um, would be phenomenal. And if it's like like it was with the two GMs now, like logically there could be a trade. Like Braun Breaker goes to Raw, um,
Mm-hmm.
for somebody, um, and you get that match. But I think that definitely needs to happen at some point.
Braun
Um,
Breaker for Cody.
yeah, since Cody's got to, if he's gonna win, he's gonna have to be on SmackDown.
Yeah, Braun Breaker for Cody would
That's
make a
two
lot of
different,
sense.
That'll
two
make
big
a lot of
star
sense.
powers. You got to throw some draft picks in there with Cody though, or with
Yeah, I mean,
Braun Breaker.
true. That's true. But I think, yeah, I think
That's not a
if I
that's
were,
not a straight up deal. You can't just that's not that's like giving Wimby for SGA. Like you got to add some draft picks with SGA.
nah, nah. I think if I'm Drew, I'm be like, well, Drew McIntyre refused to be on the same show with the Universal Champion of the World Heavyweight or something. You can make him an excuse,
Mhm.
um, but no, I do like that having them. I will say, bro, Brown. I'll never forget. I will never forget this day when Braun Breaker beat Gunther clean in NXT on a random episode of NXT. Gunther just came over from UK and Gunther smashed him. I was like, I'm sorry, do you not understand who this? He was Walter, obviously at the time, but I was
Mhm.
like, I'm sorry,
I
what?
remember that. That was like when he first changed his name because at the beginning of the show he was Walter, and then like
Yeah,
for that match he's like I'm Gunther now.
yeah.
And
Like I was like, this is stupid as hell. But yeah, and they acted like it wasn't a big deal. I was just like, oh, y'all don't understand who this man is, but okay. And then obviously had to put some respect on their name later on, but okay, all right. Um, L, what are your number four?
I think for my number four, that probably around what month is Royal Rumble?
January.
January.
Damn. Never mind. That some way. No, that's too much. Is an easy prediction. Everybody know that's gonna freaking happen. Hmm. So I'm saving my top three. This fourth one always had me because you kind of had my fourth one, Pat.
Hmm.
Oh, Braun and Gunther.
Yeah.
I've lived doing anything as an honorable mention if you have no problem with that.
No, I was gonna say the same thing. I agree with you. That's my fourth one. That's gonna be the person who I think
Takes it
that's
off
gonna
of
be the
him.
person who get that belt off of him.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's him or Dijak. I mean, not Dijak. Dragunov.
Yeah.
Uh, but I think Dragunov. I don't think he's losing the stand and deliver, but we'll see.
Carmelo Hayes is supposed to be coming too.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Yeah, I heard he's moving up.
yeah, that's gonna be
That could
nice.
be the one.
That's true. That is true. Um, okay. Number three for me, I think Rhea goes babyface within the next 4 months. I give 4 months tops. I think Rhea goes babyface. I don't know if I necessarily love it, but I think she kind of rides the line, right? She's not full on heel. She kind of does now, but kind of rides the line a little bit more babyface, just because the mommies, chants, all that stuff. You might as well lean into it at this point, and just obviously, I think they're gonna have to eventually. They've hinted at internal Judgment Day problems, but I think they're gonna lean into it now that the Judgment Day is kind of on the decline. So to reinvigorate it, they got to have somebody leave, and she's the leader. So we'll see. But I think Rhea's going babyface pretty soon. Um, yeah, Pat, what's your number three?
Um, to piggyback off my Braun Breaker versus Gunther, after at some point like he'll lose the title and then he'll go on that like rampage of like I shouldn't have lost, and then you'll have him against whoever wins the World Heavyweight title or whoever's holding it at that point,
Mm-hmm.
um, and beats him, or at Rumble he wins the Rumble and then he challenges Cody. But yeah, at some point like Gunther's gonna get to the main event title picture.
Yeah, definitely see that. Definitely see that. What do you got?
My number three it is that Tama Tonga is going to show up in WWE.
I don't know why I was saying
Mm.
Tonga Kid. That's his pops or
And that's the one that's
person
doing
before
really
him.
well over in
Yeah.
And
what's it
that's the
called?
person I said that could possibly take it from Gunther.
Mm. Interesting.
Nah,
I ain't
I
talking
think
about
they
like
go.
immediately, but I can see it happening.
It'd be
Nah,
it'd be a tough sell just because nobody knows them. Casuals don't know him.
yeah,
Yeah, casuals
yeah.
don't know him, but I'm
It's
talking
got
about
to be
like not
someone
immediately
internally.
because either he's showing up for somebody's title or he's about to interfere on night two,
Yeah, he's gonna
Yeah,
want to.
or he might interfere
Yeah,
with Jay and Jimmy.
yeah, sure. I can see him joining the bloodline for sure.
yeah. Say it's more likely night two or whatever Roman's in.
Yeah. I mean, we had wait. Okay, Solo joined at Clash at the Castle.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay. I like that though. I've heard good things. Everything I've seen of him looks really good. He looks really good. Um, Real talented. So okay. Number two for me, I think Io after this loss to Bailey, I think she goes solo. I think they need to break her away from damage control. I think it has lessened her title reign. She's kind of been second fiddle to this whole thing. Like the whole like her carrying the title hasn't been a focus point at all, right? It's almost been Bailey versus damage control instead of Bailey versus the champion or Bailey's trying to become the champion. She's just like they haven't done a good job of making it about the title too, and like making sure like hey this thing means something. I know we got a storyline, but like I also want to be the champ, you know what I'm saying? So I think they need to go ahead and let Io go solo because she's had some great matches on SmackDown and even in pay-per-views with her and Bianca at a classic. So yeah, I think Io should go solo, go do her thing. That way she can just start putting out big time matches. Crowd can go crazy for her. And she can kind of get away from, no offense, but Oscar and Kyrie sometime or Botch is waiting to happen sometimes. So you can kind of get away from them for a little bit and just start working with other people. So yeah, that's my number two. Um, Eddie Ice, what you got for number two?
Mine kind of goes along with yours. Is Bailey just dismantling the damage control, like
Yeah.
this, and like they feud or something, and so it just becomes her mission to kind of like how Sami Zayn said he was gonna do the same thing with um the Bloodline. She's gonna do similar with
Mm,
Damage Control. She's gonna try to uh go just by piece and just dismantle. So it would kind of work into years where EO gets a singles run.
mhm. That makes sense. Makes sense. They definitely talked about it. So, L, what do you got for number two?
The funny part is, it kind of goes in the same line as what y'all got going on with Damage Control.
Okay.
But this is a big if. And this is kind of me fantasy booking a little bit.
Okay.
If EO retains, you know how EO has been recruiting, her friends.
Oh yeah.
Just another friend that's about to be a free agent soon,
That's
if
three. That's
maybe not,
three. Three. Cryptic predictions.
you
By
know,
L.
you
Yeah,
know,
come on, L.
somebody from, I think she's from Stardom, I think.
Yeah. Stardom.
If Julia, just want to show up and just roughhouse on people.
Yeah.
I can see her showing up too. So
Yeah.
my prediction is she gonna show up and possibly either join Damage Control or she could be the one to end it.
Yeah. I can see that.
Didn't WWE sign another female wrestler like from Japan that hasn't debuted yet?
They were trying to get her. I think they were still working on it.
They
But
still working on Julia.
yeah, Julia. I think there is
What the hell
someone
was
else,
her
but I just don't
name?
remember getting that much hype.
Yeah, it might be one of those that goes to NXT, but
Yeah. Wouldn't be surprised. They've had some good NXT signings lately. Um, all right, my number one kind of goes with what Pat mentioned as far as Braun Breaker, but I don't know. I think either way, I'm sort of believing that either Gunther retains against Sammy and then relinquishes the title and then says I want to go for the main title. I think that's very less likely, just because you don't want to reduce the title to somebody relinquishing it like it doesn't mean anything. I think someone and you want to use it as an opportunity for, like you said, Braun Breaker to use that to springboard him a win over Gunther. So I can see Gunther defeating him. I mean, Braun Breaker defeating Gunther, and then Gunther immediately trying to get that belt and trying to go for Cody, not Drew. I don't think he's going to go for the Raw Championship. He's going to go for Cody. So I could definitely see you can see a Braun Breaker Gunther trade. Who knows? Who knows? But I do think eventually we're going to get that Royal Rumble 2022 final. Cody and Gunther. We're going to get that again some point in 2024. I think. What you got for number one?
mine it's the more obvious one. We're inevitably gonna get Drew versus CM Punk. Whether it's
Yeah,
gonna be for a title
Yeah.
or not for the title, that's gonna happen somewhere down the line, post
yeah,
Mania. Um, but yeah, that is really simple. Honestly, it's just obviously there's beef and there's heat already, so whatever
yeah.
happens in Mania, I think it's gonna wind up building obviously more to it, and
Mhm.
we'll have a little feud there with Punk and Drew.
I like to see it. I like to see it. Okay. What you got?
This is number one, right?
Yep.
This is a wild choice I'm about to say,
Okay.
but I want it to happen. You know, this person I'm about to mention, you know, their husband, you know, just came back a few months ago. Crowd went crazy. Whole world went crazy. He's also mentioned her on WWE TV a couple times by saying April.
Oh,
I need AJ Lee to come back.
she's not.
Hey,
Oh,
I said it might not happen, but hey, why is CM Punk keep
Maybe
mentioning her on TV?
would
because it's
she
the pop for a pop.
would
Because he
she
didn't
be
do that in
able to
AEW.
would she
Because
be able to compete today?
Yeah.
yeah, I think she could. because she was part of that like beginning of when the
She was
wrestlers when they
solid.
could actually wrestle.
Like she was solid for the era. It was like, oh, she can wrestle. But like now these girls can wrestle. So now we got a second, third character. I think she could easily be like top 3 character in the company. But as far as in ring, I'm not sure. I think that's very less likely. But it could. You never know. We thought CM Punk was less likely. So
I'm saying he keep on mentioning her on TV.
he does.
I think it's mainly just to get a pop. You know how Punk
You get a
is.
pop, but also like, why are you
Like
doing that?
he'll get a bigger pop in WWE with it, because that's where she was at, and everybody has been wanting her to come back. AEW, he did it a few times in AEW
Did he?
as well, yeah. But it wasn't. It hits more in WWE because that's where she was at.
Yeah.
Especially when he
it, though.
said that she says hi. I was
Yeah,
like, okay,
yeah.
you better stop playing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a feeling Triple H is like, please stop saying that. Like, please stop mentioning her.
Unless we can
like,
really get her, don't say that
Yeah.
no more.
Yeah.
Like, please stop teasing these people.
And that might be WWE's way to be like, okay, you got Sasha. Because it's a lot of people that's like that with AJ Lee. Like how people are with Sasha.
Yeah. I wasn't huge of a fan during the AJ Lee time, so I don't know like her work as much. But I mean, yeah, people love her. Internet love her. So
That's true.
Okay. I like pretty good top 5s. Went through the entire card. But yeah, like I said, next week after Mania we'll review it, let you know our thoughts on everything, and yeah, we'll see if I'm right or Pat's right. It's less likely. Or L is right. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But Pat, L, appreciate y'all being here once again.
Of course, always a pleasure. Even though I get put into a corner of disliking certain people, certain genders, certain ethnicities, I again just want to, before we end this, reiterate.
We need to record a disclaimer for you to do. We'll just play it every episode.
Cannot be used against me in a court of law, on the internet, kangaroo court, anything that you can kind of come at me with. It cannot be used against me.
Yeah, something about you and like something about these Pats, because Pat McAfee does the same thing before his show. Have a disclaimer every single time. We're a couple of stooges.
Yeah, that's all we are, man. We're just a couple of stooges talking wrestling.
I love it. Well, I appreciate y'all being on again. And yeah, man, until next time, we out.